get into your experience working with Bill Cosby and the Cosby Cast. What was that like?
Oh, you know what? I had a really wonderful experience. Um, when I worked on the show, that was my very first professional audition. And I booked the show, my very first time auditioning for anything. I didn't even have an agent. I didn't know what I was doing. I just had a very kind man, Barry Moss, who was willing to take a little time with me as a 15-year-old and tell me how it worked and teach me what to do on the spot, and worked with me and kind of directed me and finessed it a little bit. And then next thing you know, I'm meeting Mr. Cosby along with 8 other young ladies, and I'm chosen to be on the show the second season. I was honored. It was the #1 show in America. It was season 2. Felicia Rashad was pregnant. Lisa Bonet was there with little Zoe Kravitz. Lenny was there, who was Romeo Blue back then. It was a moment, you know. It was a time capsule moment, and I'm very grateful for the start that he gave, not just me, but so many. You know, understanding that what he's been convicted of is heinous, and my heart goes out to anyone who has gone through such an experience. But I wasn't affected by it. I didn't experience that at all. What I got was a version of what I was expecting at the time from what I was watching on TV. I got Cliff Huxtable, and I'm very grateful that and her excellence and her regalness and her all of everything is and magical as she is. That was just I recently had the opportunity to tell her. I saw her on stage in a play, and I had the opportunity to go backstage and to thank her and tell her how much that impression had mattered and had been a barometer for me all these years later.
That show was so, I mean, it meant a lot to a lot of us growing up, because that's the first, a lot of us, we didn't have a lot of representation of like a beautiful Black family, a healthy, functional Black family, not dysfunction. How did you feel when the allegations came out? Were you shocked? Did your heart drop? Did you?
Yeah, you know, I was heartbroken, and I am heartbroken. You know, and it's not so much a longing to restore the good feelings around him, but just the good feelings more about the show and what the show did for us, as you said, in terms of representation, and how so many people were able to start there. Not just, again, actors, but like Yvette Lee Bowser, who's the showrunner for Dear White People, who created Living Single. She started as a writing assistant in the room for you know, oh my gosh, Different World. Different World. That's where she got her start. So there were so many people, and by the time she created Living Single, she was the youngest female showrunner ever in the history of network television, not just period. You know, so that was a gateway, and that was a door that he opened for so many of us. And so it is, what I long for is just, you know, to have the stigma erased from the people who were connected to the show just because of his name.